couple months ago, and actually I shouldn't even say a couple months ago. This is actually an ongoing problem for years, but was brought back to light a couple months ago by a resident that lives over by Russell and Tone. Ultimately, we did take it to the chief for discussion. A part of it is in reference to St. Madeline's and the fact that some of the streets are one way. This happens to be a street that is both ways and is causing a lot of conflict. And I'm sure now with the snow, it's really morphed into a bigger problem. Some of our concern is with the bridge being out, there is undue traffic coming in from multiple areas. So this needs more discussion with the chief, perhaps traffic studies in order. All right. Then this is fairly interesting. A customer, see, you tell them in food service business, right? No. A resident, 300 West Sellers Avenue. She provided me a communication letter from the state, Governor Josh Shapiro's office, about truck restrictions, multi-way stop controls, crosswalks, littering signage, paving needs, and ultimately she received a lot of feedback. This is somebody we really need to get as a volunteer for the town because she got results. But ultimately, what I'm going to ask council to take action on, and I'll provide you these letters, is they would need just the authorization from the borough, whether it's a borough engineer, borough manager, from council. We could discuss it. Maybe the solicitor has a thought on this, but basically to proceed with their studies for this part of our town, they need just the okay from the borough, okay? Even though the resident really did make a strong case in this matter. All right, then this is pretty exciting. Was contacted by the University of Penn. They reached out and got a Master's of City Planning for their students. And they want to create a draft assessment of Ridley Park, our community. This first meeting is going to take place on Monday, February 9th. I'll have more information from there. My head started to go in a lot of different directions, whether it's our planning commission, whether it's our comprehensive plan that needs to be redone. A lot of this good stuff, but again, this would be no cost to the borough. But the University of Penn would be interested in our unique small town for a host of reasons. And I have this documentation that I'll pass along to Trish to forward to all of council. But again, it's because we need from the fact that we have a train port where we're located off of 95, our quaint community, all the nuances of who we are. So this actually is something that they researched and they want to get involved and help Ridley Park. So let's see where this goes. Also, I have a permit request for the Ridley Park Athletic Club. Our wiffle ball program, we are looking to hold a tournament in mid-July. They're looking for council to take action on this. This is kind of unique again. Our wiffle ball program has been on ESPN. They play all over the country. This would be a tournament that would, in essence, bring some other groups in. So, ultimately, if this gets approved, this would be something they would start to promote. All right? Then I wanted to just say I wanted to continue at the next council meeting to provide a host of updates on our public safety. I'm going to be working hard to make sure that we have a strong presence with Sellers Avenue Bridge Project, making sure that the public is engaged and that process is moving forward in a timely fashion. As always, I'll give an update on the Ridley Park Athletic Club, our commitment to code enforcement that we discussed, making sure that we're working hard with that. Our 4th of July, I know it's on our agenda to continue to talk about that. But I had also made a pitch about volunteerism. And what was kind of incredible is I had residents reaching out to me. And I don't mean just saying, hey, I wanna help, I'm talking engaged ideas, and I just can't wait to present all this and get it going. Julia, I'm not gonna embarrass you, but I'm just so impressed with what you put together. I wanna make sure council puts eyes on it, the rec board puts eyes on it, and we start to work on a great idea for our town, right from jump, getting out in front of this. We have 6 months, let's really make this, very special. All right, and then also our Ridley Park beautification project, I received 3, volunteers, came at me, got me in the street, just excited to help us make Ridley Park, great. All right, that concludes my correspondence report. No comments?
Actually, I was, this pickleball tournament, are you planning on having it at ABC Field or?
Yes. Can you pass that over, please?
Yeah, and, okay, could we,
I mean, that doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
take action tonight,
yeah,
you know, but hopefully in 2 weeks we can move it forward. If you go to fire, police, and all the appropriate people. So again, Ridley Park Athletic Club, we do put permits in when we do special events at the ball fields.
you know, what the tournament would be?
It would be a one-day tournament, but we have it, broken there for 2 days in case of a rain date. So that it's mainly gonna be a Saturday event.
Good time?
With a rain date, it would be all day Saturday, right from early morning.
Could you send me the correspondence you had? Or you gonna send it, okay?
I have it in hard copy, but I can email it to everyone.
Okay, that
Yes.
works. So, moving on, to the manager report.
Thank you, Madam President. On Sunday, January 25th, we experienced a significant winter storm that included snow, freezing ice, and freezing rain. The storm continued into Sunday, leaving substantial accumulation throughout the borough. Our highway department worked around the clock to clear the roads and ensure safe travels for the residents. In the days following the storm, crews continued to face extreme cold temperatures, which made conditions even more challenging. During this time, one of our plow trucks went down, and we were very grateful to Tinicum Township and Jake's Landscaping for stepping in and providing us assistance when it was needed most. This past weekend, there was also 2 water main breaks. The highway department was called on again to salt the roads where significant ice occurred during these breaks. I would like to sincerely thank Bill Christie, Dave Rollick, Rich Stewart, and Mac Gibson for their many hours, which is actually our highway department, for their many hours they did at Ridley Park, which, and please know, gentlemen, that your hard work does not go unnoticed by many. And we have a spring lake cleanup that is scheduled for March 21st from 9 to 11:30. Volunteers are needed. Once additional details are available, I will certainly pass that on. Also, we just added some free additional CPR classes. They will be scheduled for February 26th, March 17th, and March 24th. Registration is required for all, these classes do fill up quickly. And all classes will be held downstairs in the community room. And that is all I have.
Any questions or comments?
I just want to echo what Trish said about the highway department. They absolutely were, I mean, people got to understand it's for them, and they're trying to tackle something. It definitely overwhelmed us, not to their, like, anything they did wrong, but we are very appreciative of the hard work, Trish, you put in finding these assets to help us out. Tinicum, and I know Rich here helped us out as far as contacting Jake. Appreciate these people, and going forward, this might be the way it is. We might have to subcontract in certain situations if we have significant snow. It's just hard working with the 4 of them. 2 of them were working a morning shift, 2 of them working a night shift. It's nonstop, or some of them are working just all the way through. And thank you for all the communication you provided all of us It's still tough, it's still here, it's not going anywhere. But, again, I really appreciate all the work you did for that. Thank you.
Okay, so now, moving on to old business, I wanted to, touch on the 2024 audit as well as the 2025 audit status. So as many of you are aware, Ridley Park has had issues, submitting audits on time, the past few years, and without getting into why that is, the results are that, state funding is affected, and it creates a domino effect where, it gets harder to get future audits done in a timely manner. And so I just wanted to make it clear that right now we are correcting course, and staff has been directed to treat the audit as the main priority. And so I hope to give you a fuller picture at our next meeting, but for right now, I just wanted to reaffirm that that is our main priority. Any questions or comments? And so, moving on to new business, we actually have a few residents that are interested in joining some of our boards, and so I wanted to give them the opportunity before public comment to just come up and introduce themselves and share whatever it is that they want to share about their interest in joining our boards. So if is Steve here? Steve Thompson? Do you want to move the podium? Yeah.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for inviting me out here tonight. My name is Steve Palisetti. I am the president and founder and principal architect of Aaron Architecture. I founded the company 2019 out of my house at 33 West Ridley Avenue, and I'm operating out of the second floor of the Daisy Builders building next to the rock school on McDade Boulevard. I've been married to my wife Michelle, 25 years. I have 2 kids, Dominic and Devin. Dominic's 23. Devin is a junior in the high school and very active in the drama group. If anyone has seen Mean Girls, she was the one with blue hair. And the attitude. So I've been in the industry of architecture for at least 30 years in April. I've seen a lot in that time. I've been before countless planning and zoning boards, all from the rubber stamp approval to projectiles being thrown across the room. In most cases, I was sworn in as the architecture expert and provided testimony as such. So I know the process, I know the game, so to speak, and I would like to offer that expertise to Ridley Park and assist on the planning board. And Mr. Mayor mentioned the comprehensive plan needs to be evaluated, and I think I can bring a lot to that process. I'm not going anywhere. If anyone's familiar with my house at 33 West Ridley, I bought it in 2015 out of foreclosure. That's been a constant renovation since. So there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears going into that house. There's a lot more to go. And my wife and I are not going anywhere. She says she's going to be laid out on the kitchen island when it's her time. So we're going to be like, we aren't really park lifers, but we don't plan on going anywhere. And I figured I would offer whatever services I can to help the borough over the coming years.
Thank you. Thank you.
operations full-time for downtown. I actually own a farmhouse from the 1900s upstate, in upstate PA, which I am restoring myself. I dug the whole thing and I'm working on it. And in my spare time, I work restoring antique furniture and volunteering for city group and local things. And I just love the history of Ridley Park, and I love the historical homes. And I just like to, no, I love it. I love history, I love restoring houses, and I just think my knowledge would be helpful.
Final item I have for, new business is just our upcoming July 4th, celebration, and I want to give Counselor.
Thank you, Chief. Just a real brief, this was just a heads up for everybody. So we have our 4th of July celebration that's gonna happen on July 4th. It happens to fall on a Saturday, which is typically, in the past, we would try to stay away from the 4th of July. We had made an effort last year as a group. We came together, we thought about it, and we decided we were gonna go forth with the 4th of July, actually having the event on that day. So basically, we just wanted to let everybody know, we're getting the internal stakeholders together, kind of getting a plan of action, and then we're gonna need a ton of volunteers. And thank you, Mr. Mayor, for putting this on the forefront, with the 4th of July. It's super important. A lot of people are so passionate about it in Ridley Park. It's really an awesome thing. So we're gonna do the best we can. We're gonna try to make it the best possible experience that we can, and more to come on that. But we are working hard towards the goal of having a fantastic day for everyone. So, thank you.
Well, I'm gonna hand this over to you, Rich, from Blue. All right? It's comprehensive,
Nice.
all right?
Sweet.
So we got a lot of things we're talking about, and we'll come together with the rec board, the borough's health council, everybody, to work together to make it special. And
Yeah, it's on.
Comment is limited to 5 minutes. Please state your name and address. And anyone interested can.
I'm not gonna use this thing, but I'm allowed to use it. I heard what Mr. Mayor was saying about volunteers. Oh, sorry, Chris Buchanan, 508 Stiles Avenue. I've lived there since 2000. I've been in Ridley Park. I used to live at Ridley Manor when I first got engaged from like 96 on. Love this town. Grew up in Upper Darby, but made this my home, raised both my kids here. I just want to talk about committees. Things. So I'm a director of cloud architecture for DuPont down in Delaware. I've been in the IT business for 30 years. Websites, everything you can think of in the IT business, I've done. I see, and I think Melissa might agree with me on this, I see a need to improve our technology footprint in this town. Everything Mr. Mayor talked about tonight, everything Trish talked about tonight, a lot of things Rich talked about tonight, we can use technology to promote, get volunteers, and also be more efficient in some of our normal borough actions. Permits is one. I was talking to Steve, me and Mr. Thomas said he had known each other for years, we used to be Cub Scout leaders together. So pray for us. We were talking about permits back there. It would be so much easier if a resident could go online and fill out a permit, it could be submitted automatically. Just submit it. Don't have to come over here, don't have to download the form, don't have to fill it out. You could actually use what's called a chatbot to help them fill it out so they don't have to make a phone call. These are just small, simple things that we could do in this borough to make ourselves more technology advanced. I think with the University of Penn, I've already worked with St. Joe's Computer Science Department on some AI projects. I think with them, we could probably utilize some of their resources too, for St. Joe's. I also own my own IT company, Bain IT Consultants, out of River Park. So we would be keeping the business in. My services would be free to the borough unless we had got to the point where we would have to take a look at something. We'd always look at budgets on how much our technology costs and where we're spending it. I think this would be a good idea for you guys to consider. He has my number, get it off him.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved.
You didn't get the hint? Melissa, I will email you.
Thank you. Sorry. Is there anyone else? Joey?
Good evening, Andy Furman, 419 Pomeroy Street. Mr. Bureau, given that the 4th of July is on Saturday, any talk yet, I know it's very early,
Yeah.
when the fireworks would be?
It would all be one day, just like we've been doing for the past, I think, 3 years, we've done it that way. Just all in one shot. You would have the I'm sorry, said that wrong. You'd have the parade in the morning, games, and then have the fireworks at nighttime.
Well, you know that we've never had fireworks on the 4th of July before because of the additional cost.
Yes, I do know.
So what do you think? That's an
I'm thinking
additional
that-
10,000?
Yeah,
Or
I don't know exactly what it is, I can let you know exactly what it is. But there'll be a lot of fundraising efforts that will be, supporting the event
It was
as well,
budgeted.
so.
It was budgeted for the 4th.
With the additional cost,
What, it's already
It was
budgeted?
budgeted for the 4th with the, budget.
with the additional cost being on the July.
I see, okay. Mr. Berger, this master plan with the University of Pennsylvania, is spoken as if this is completely brand new, but it's been for like, 6 months, I don't know. It's not the first time that the University of Penn has offered, their graduate students as part of this master plan for the borough. I mean, this may be the first meeting of this next round, and I don't even know if meetings took place previously, but it's not the first time that we've heard their willingness to get involved.
Ready for the answer? All I can
Not
tell
really,
you,
okay.
that's disrespectful, Andy Furman. First of all,
With a
you
smile on
stand-
my face, it's
You
not.
gotta smile, alright, you gotta smile, you can stand there. So,
Thanks.
what I'm gonna say to you is this is the first time it's been brought directly to me.
To you.
To me, that's
Okay.
why I said this is correspondence to the mayor, to me, yeah.
Right.
So, it was brought to me, I acknowledged your receipt, I inquired a couple questions. Now I'm gonna bring them out on the 9th, see if it makes sense to our town, what's involved, what's the particulars, how can you help us? And see where it goes.
And
That's
I
all.
understand it's the first time you're hearing about it,
Right.
I'm just mentioning.
But it's just like the situation that I brought at the beginning from Tone Street and Russell. That was
That's been brought up
introduced,
before also.
of course, but what I'm gonna say is, now it's been brought to me, okay? I'm not just gonna let it fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna chew on it, bring it to council, look at all the different opportunities, does it make sense? Is it viable? And if it is, I'm gonna try to put it in a situation to be successful for it then.
Okay, that's great, that's great. Now, it was a little unclear as far as the 300 West Sellers Avenue, the response from the governor and stuff, governor's office. What exactly?
Yeah,
It's
it's a lot of information. Yeah, see, that's the problem. It literally is like a 4-page document, and I didn't wanna start reading it, start going too far with it.
It's a summary.
Yeah, so basically, this resident put it together, articulated all the nuances of some of the problems that they've seen over the last 10 years, going down Sellers Avenue towards the industrial highway, okay?
Where exactly is 300 Sellers? Maybe we could start there.
Riverview. So where Riverview Avenue and Sellers meet,
I see.
they have a home on the corner.
Okay.
So basically, what they did is they provided me just a letter in my mailbox. I opened it up and I saw how far they took this. That they didn't just make it a borough problem. They took it all the way to the State House. And ultimately got correspondence from Shapiro's office in all these different areas. And they put it in legal terms, and then basically replied to this, resident that, hey, we could do these studies, we could look into all these, you got a good case, as long as the borough gives them permission.
So.
So I'm just delivering the message, yeah.
So the governor's office will be, preparing, creating the study, they'd be doing the work.
Correct.
And putting the study together.
Correct.
Okay, very good. One last, comment, if you will, regarding, Ms. Boyce, the, TV coverage. I've heard some comments about the fact, and we can all see how the cameras are, stationary, so that, when anybody is up here speaking, the public can't see them, they can only, hear their voice. So I was wondering, especially since this is workshop, in regards of discussion, whether council would, if we can find somebody to operate that camera, would council be open to the idea of,
Yeah, we can go out, because I know in the past that we've gone out to the high school and stuff like that in the past, but.
well, hopefully, it doesn't require that, hopefully, Mr. Berger can get some volunteers to operate the camera.
But yeah, I know, like, it would be nice to see.
Okay, thanks very much.
Anyone else?
I think Andy's just looking for a camera time, a little FaceTime.
I knew that you were gonna say that, but it's not just him, and Mr. Daniels as well.
Yes. So my name's John Daniels, I'm at 405 Chestnut Street, Liberty Park. I want to start off with a few things from last meeting. When I addressed council and I asked if you guys pay property tax rate, you told me no. Emily, you told me that your name was on the deed and you pay property tax. Your name is not on the deed, and I have a copy of it. So when I get lied to as someone that pays taxes, now I get a little leery because you're the president and the vice president. It even made Delco Times, which I don't know how that information gets published. But you lied to myself, as well as the other people that were in attendance and also that were watching the meeting on 120. To all the other fellow taxpayers in the park as well. How can I trust and put the trust in both of you when the only backing you have is fundraising, and now you're running $1 million budget? Follow-up comments from last meeting at 120. How should we be attacking council members that don't pay property tax because we don't know where they live at home, they may have school bills? I don't wanna make excuses for anyone. It's people like you that make excuses for everyone and continue to have your head in the sand. When I was 25 years old, I was married, paying property tax, had a full-time job while also attending college full-time. I don't wanna hear your nonsense. It's just a point that if you can't even budget your own bills, why on earth would I want you to run this $1 million borough? It's nothing personal against you. I don't care what party you represent. All I care about is that I get told the truth. Also, in response to another comment about the last 2 meetings, how we don't give you guys a chance because you just started. Emily, Raven, Josh, Waters, who said that it's a waste of his time. Obviously, he's only been here once. You never gave Trish, Chuck, or the solicitor a chance. You had an agenda from the first meeting in January. You started letting people go and realized we're doing the wrong thing and scheduled a meeting on the 13th, a special meeting, that also got posted wrong, and we had to wait 30 minutes. You and the rest of the new council members knew Water wasn't going to be able to attend the meeting on 120, so you rushed through what you had to do so that people can get appointed. Do we even know if the meeting on 113 counted? Because I still haven't heard anything. This is the second meeting I've been to. Do we even know that anything counted from that meeting? Because I still don't know. So we don't even know if these people that you put in place are still intact. It's hard to give you a fair chance. When you were elected, you came in clearing house. Chuck, Trish, and the solicitor never had a chance from the start. You would have given them a chance, maybe you would have seen the good that they have done and not listened to people that were saying that you gotta get rid of them. Saying that we needed a fresh eyes to look was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Maybe I would have given you a chance, but knowing you already lied to me has me even more annoyed and pissed off. Emily, you're the only one that was appointed that's been here your whole life. I can't even trust you.
Lying, saying you're on the mortgage, paying escrows wasn't a smart idea. Water, taking on this responsibility at the time wasn't a smart idea. Saying you have a life, I have a life too, and you haven't been able to meeting since. Raven making all of us wait because you messed up for the second meeting in a row, answering text messages from the solicitor wasn't a smart idea. Putting two people that don't have a clue about a budget or bills or anything besides fundraising in charge of Ridley Park, in my eyes, was a dumb mistake. Solicitor, hearing your track record and calming down and seeing what a mess you left truly scares me. If you're going to fire the previous solicitor, you should have at least done your homework. Not only does he cost more money and potentially longer for Ridley Park, it's gonna leave us in a worse position than he left Collingdale. He doesn't truly care about Ridley Park. He doesn't live here. He looks at us as taxpayers as a paycheck. He'll mess up because he's human. We all make mistakes. But when he messes up, the charges are gonna be more money to fix. That's why he's still not representing Collingdale. Again, you should have left things alone because it was working. We have people that care deeply and did great things for Ridley Park. Those people that tell you what to do, well, where are they gonna be when their time's up? Again, I don't care about anything besides making sure that my hard-earned money is being spent wisely, and that we have people on the board that actually care and want to be here and can tell the truth. I hope that the meeting on 113 never really happened, and it will be rectified, and make all these poor decisions that you made that night go away. I also hope that you can call the Daily Times and clear up any of the false information that you gave them from the meeting on 120.